All right, let's discuss Mokgoro's resignation now and the process moving forward with political analyst Barry Hanyane. Barry, good afternoon. Thank you for joining me. My goodness, this is unprecedented, is it not? That the ANC would issue an instruction and say, we are recalling you. You need to submit your resignation to the speaker, be it at national, provincial or local government. And the deployee says, simply digs in his heels or her heels and says, I'm going nowhere until I've been addressed and met with the president of the party and of the republic.
Yes, Thulasizwe, good day to you, good day to your viewers. Look, this tells us of the kind of statesmanship that has been displayed by Professor Mokgoro, who in his own right is an old hand when it comes to issues of public administration. We've known this for some of us in the discipline for quite some time, that there are moments where you need to put aside political interests and make sure that you serve the people and follow due process in the manner in which conventional knowledge in public administration would dictate. So it does not necessarily come as a surprise that he finds the whole issue to be somewhat bizarre. But at the same time, it's the nature of political influence, obviously here driven by your interim provincial committee that wanted to see change. But what worries me the most is that do you instill change through the removal of an old hand, or do you deal with structural issues that may very well hinder service delivery and development? So the striking of the balance between the two may very well be what seems to be at the center of the saga here.
Ordinarily, one would have expected that the response of the ANC when one of its deployees refuses to carry out an instruction that we are told came from the national leadership would have been to say he will resign, or else we will move a motion of no confidence in him in the legislature. That didn't happen. What do we make of the fact that the ANC was willing to be so accommodative of his demand to meet with the president before submitting the resignation letter? Does it suggest that even by the ANC's own acknowledgement, his concerns about the handling of this matter had some merit?
Absolutely, Thulasizwe. Look, we're being reminded here of the stance taken, for instance, by people like the late Ben Turok, who would always advise, especially by ANC MPs, albeit at national level. No doubt that such influences would augur well and rub well with your provincial MPLs, who would then say, here is a premier who, by the way, post-1994 immediately, was the first administrator of the Northwest. So he brings with him wealth of knowledge. He brings with him a huge amount of integrity. You cannot just walk over him and expect him to somewhat comply with everything that is being said. For the IPC to accuse him of siding with opposition, I found that to be a little bit flavorous, rather than dealing with the substance and the merit of his own political convictions. And of course, allow the back door to be opened to negotiate with him if ever there are differences of a kind. So I would definitely see this as a way of saying the ANC has respect for the former premier, but at the same time, there was this issue that something needed to give in, and that which needed to give in was his own resignation.
The last one then on this one, Prof, is the question of who's to say that Bushy Mape will not face the same fate, because it seems to me that stability at the position of premier in the Northwest is simply elusive. And in whose interest is it for that particular position to be so unstable?
Look, he has a mountain to climb. And like I said earlier on, why do you play the player and not the ball? Why are you ignoring structural issues in the provincial government, issues of corruption, issues of hiring less qualified, less experienced people, issues of ensuring that there is the culture of good governance? Deal with the core issues, and somewhere in between, make sure that people who bring in the right acumen, experience, qualification, right attitude, are able then to occupy key strategic positions. Seemingly, the Northwest politics and the understanding of the politics of administration takes a different turn altogether. And I'm afraid this may very well prove to be a difficult task for the incoming premier. Let's hope he will be surrounded by a good team, but something tells me this is not going to end well.
All right, thank you for that. That's Prof. Barry Hanyane there joining us, unpacking the situation in the Northwest. Thank you for your time and your insights here on All Angles.